Let's talk about the share market. And look, forget all the crazy charts and the jargon for a second. When you get right down to it, the market isn't some scary financial monster. It's actually a pretty amazing human system, a place where big ideas get the fuel they need to become reality. So, how does it all really work?
Okay, so to get this, we have to start with a really powerful idea. A country's financial system isn't just about moving money around, it's the engine. It's the thing that literally powers economic growth by taking all the savings out there and putting it to work.
And the absolute heart of that engine, that's the financial market. You can think of it like a giant, super efficient hub that connects people who have savings, that could be you, me, anyone, with the companies and the entrepreneurs who need that money to build things, to innovate, and to create jobs. It's all about getting money to the places where it can do the most good.
But how does a company actually plug into this massive engine? How does a brilliant idea that started in a garage end up as a stock that you can buy and sell with just a click of a button? Well, to figure that out, let's follow the journey of a little fictional company.
So, let's meet our company. We'll call it Innovate Corp. And let's say they've come up with some incredible game-changing software. The problem is, they need a ton of cash to really scale up and take it global. They've got the amazing idea, but they need the capital to make it a reality.
So, what do? Innovate Corp decides to go public. It's a huge step. By listing on a stock exchange, they can tap into the savings of thousands, even millions of regular investors. It also creates liquidity, which is a fancy way of saying the founders and early employees can finally sell some of their shares. And, just as important, going public forces them to open up their books and be transparent, which protects all those new investors. It's how a private dream turns into a public company.
In that process, it's called an initial public offering, or IPO. And it is a very, very structured journey. First, they have to apply to an exchange. Then they release something called a prospectus, which is basically the company's entire life story, packed with financial details, risks, the whole shebang. After that, they actually allot the shares, handing them out to the first wave of public investors. And then comes the big day. The stock is officially listed, the bell rings, and trading begins. Okay, so Innovate Corp is officially public. But it's not a solo act anymore. It's now part of this massive, bustling ecosystem with a whole cast of different players. So let's meet the key characters who really make this market tick.
First up, you've got the stockbroker. For most of us, this is our way in. The stockbroker is the licensed pro who takes our orders to buy or sell and makes it happen on the exchange. They're the essential bridge connecting us, the individual investors, to the market itself. Then there are the merchant banks. Think of these guys as the expert guides who led Innovate Corp through the whole complicated IPO process. They're the financial wizards who handle the mountains of paperwork and help figure out that magic number, what the share price should be on day one.
And of course, you can't forget the financiers. These are the heavy hitters. We're talking venture capitalists, private equity firms, big-time investors. These are often the folks who put in serious cash way before an IPO was even a dream, helping companies like Innovate Corp get off the ground in the first place.
All right, so Innovate Corp shares are out in the wild thanks to the IPO, and we know who all the key players are. So now the action moves to the main arena, the stock exchange itself.
Now this slide is actually super important because it shows a crucial difference. The IPO, where Innovate Corp raised all that money, that happened in what's called the primary market. But all the day-to-day trading you hear about on the news, that's the secondary market. And here's the key. In the secondary market, investors are just trading shares between themselves. Innovate Corp doesn't get a single penny from those trades.
Right, so the stock exchange is basically this highly organized, highly regulated marketplace. The supermarket for shares analogy is pretty spot on. It's where the price of Innovate Corp stock is now decided minute by the timeless forces of supply and demand. Every single piece of news can shift that balance.
And let's be clear, modern exchanges are not rooms full of people in suits shouting at each other anymore. Not for a long time. They're incredible works of technology. Take the NSEI in India. It's been a satellite-based digital network since the 90s. We're talking about massive computer systems processing millions of transactions in the blink of an eye.
So, with all this incredible tech humming in the background, how does a single share of Innovate Corp actually move from one person's account to another? Let's walk through what a modern trade actually looks like.
It happens so fast, it's almost hard to believe. You decide you want to buy, so you place an order with your broker. Your broker zaps that order electronically to the exchange. The exchange's massive computer brain instantly scans for someone who wants to sell at that exact same price and, bam, a match is made. The deal is done, ownership is transferred. It all happens literally faster than you can blink.
Okay, so we've gone from a single idea in someone's head all the way to a high-speed trade on a global network. Let's just zoom out for a second and tie all these pieces back to that big idea we started with.
So, here's the real takeaway. The share market is that vital connection. It's the mechanism that took the savings from thousands of different people and channeled it directly to Innovate Corp, giving them the fuel they needed to grow. It directs money to where it can be used most productively. And that, right there, is why it's so important for the entire economy.
Because when you strip away all the tech and all the rules, what is the stock market really? Every single time Innovate Corp's stock price ticks up or down, it's just a reflection of our collective belief or our collective doubt about that company's future. The entire market, in a way, is just a giant real-time barometer of our confidence in what's to come. It's a bet on the future. Kind of makes you think, doesn't it?